my dealings with FDA, there's actually a lot of negotiation going back and forth of how much will be recalled. And it actually becomes a discussion, almost a bargaining. Can you address some of your experiences with that?
That's a great observation, and oftentimes it is a song and dance, back and forth. And what that dance pivots on, in my view, is your record keeping and your documentation. And in some of your practices, so it's a conversation of, here's what we do with our product, here's our process controls, here's our sanitation controls, and how we do cleanup on our lines, for example. This is why. Let me paint a picture and tell the story of here's why we think it's only this much instead of this much. And then we'll probably end up somewhere in between with about this much, right? But a lot of that is going to be dependent upon show me. And at least in my experience, I've had FDA, in particular FDA, say, well, show me the data that you're talking to me about, and then, and then we'll talk, or, then that makes sense to me. And as we've seen in the new FSMA requirements all over, from preventive controls to produce safety to the recall stuff that we just talked about, documentation is more and more important and critical than ever before. So if you've got the documentation to back up that story to dance with FDA, I think that will work. That will continue to work. But yeah, to your point, it is a dance.
Comment very briefly on that, if I may, Melanie. Being the other dance partner in that, you're exactly right. And I was in many situations where internally we would be saying this is a bunch of BS. They're not delivering. So timeliness, records, and I remember a classic deal where we were told repeatedly, we've got records to define the lots that we see as problematic. Didn't come, mess, sent a bunch of records in total chaos, make us mad. We went through it, still wasn't right, you're not there yet. And to Rick's point earlier, in that particular situation, we drafted the press release, we got legal approval, and it was sitting on my desk ready to ship out, that basically said, Company X is refusing to recall this product, we recommend consumers don't consume it. That was written, approved, and we had a call on a Saturday evening at 6 p.m., and internally we'd said, this is it. If at 6:30 they have not voluntarily recalled, out goes our press release. It was that close. So, you've got to be really cautious that you don't make the other dance partner mad.
Right.